Infrastructure package, certainly a big topic in Washington and really all across the country right now. So joining us on live to discuss, we welcome back Miami Valley Congressman Mike Turner. Mike, it's been a while. Welcome back to 5 on 2. Good to have you. The price tag, as you know, is rather staggering, $4.7 trillion. Is this a package you can support? If not, is there one you can support?
You know, Mark, there's about $1.2 trillion that's a bipartisan package. And that package goes right directly to the types of things that we normally think about as infrastructure: roads, bridges, highways. That portion of the bill, everyone in their household knows is important whenever they think about trying to cross that bridge between Ohio and Kentucky. They know that we need to invest back in our infrastructure. The rest of it, many of which are not things that normal households would think of as infrastructure, but also it's enormous spending, and it will hit in the area of inflation that everybody's seeing right at their grocery stores.
Mike, let's talk next about the recent announcement by President Biden to pull basically all of our troops out of Afghanistan. We're also already getting reports the Taliban is starting to regain some of that ground. Did the president make the right decision?
Well, both President Trump and President Biden believe that the U.S. involvement in Afghanistan needed to be diminished and our troops needed to come home. It really is the way that they came home that is the problem. You know, President Biden had said that he was not going to have U.S. troops run for the exit, but that's exactly what they did. He had them leave even in the middle of the night. The concern here is there's been no transition or planning for the Afghan military and for the Afghan government to be able to fill in the gap, to be able to be prepared to take on the Taliban and hold ground. That means that America won't be safe, but also the Afghan people won't be.
Mike, next let's talk about this Brownfields tax incentive bill that you recently introduced in Congress. Tell us about that.
Well, as you know, whenever we're trying to redevelop land in the city or even inner ring suburbs, you're always redeveloping a piece of property that's been used for other things. And in many cases, you'll have environmental contamination, parts of buildings, infrastructure that needs to be redone. So the costs for development in those areas are higher. We want to make certain that those lands are available so that we can encourage jobs to be located right where people live. In order to do that, this tax credit plan allows those who develop these properties to deduct all in the first year the expenses that they have to bring these properties back online. It's the right way to do it. It'll bring capital and cash back into cities and will help us redevelop areas like we know with Riverscape and the baseball stadium, all of which were brownfields and have been redeveloped.
Yeah, speaking of baseball, Mike, finally, in your time as mayor, you were instrumental, of course, in bringing the Dragons to Dayton. Tell us about the Minor League Baseball Relief Act and how it will help the Dragons and all of minor league baseball.
Sure. Well, you know, Dayton Dragons are under minor league. They're not major league, which means they don't have the major sponsorships and they don't have monies from the major leagues going down to the minor leagues. They really have to depend on filling seats at their stadium. And, of course, as a result of COVID, you know, the Dayton Dragons had to shut down. Unfortunately, they've not been eligible to participate in the other COVID assistance programs. And so they're sitting there with a very big hole in their revenue, but had to carry the expenses of the stadium. What we're trying to do is open up for eligibility places like the Dayton Dragons to the existing COVID dollars so that they can compete for them and so that we can make certain they stay right here as America's favorite pastime.
All right, a lot of ground covered today with Mike Turner. Congressman, appreciate your time. Thanks for joining us live today here on 5 on 2.